You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, CBS reality show fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and with Big Brother 25 not that far away, less than 2 months away, it's supposed to be premiering in mid-July 2023. They're trying to stretch the run into early October because of the Writers Guild of America, the WGA strike. So they're trying to extend the run into fall to buffer the strike that's already begun when they are not going to have as many scripted shows. So looking back, there are 24 seasons of Big Brother and 363 house guests. The show started on CBS back on July 5th, 2000. So the big question is, how many of these house guests have died? We're going to dig in that in just a second. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our reality show updates, any Big Brother news and spoilers for upcoming BB25. And now let's talk about the house guests that have passed away. What's really surprising is, given the high number of house guests that we have seen, that very few have died. In fact, there have been 4 American Big Brother contestants that have died. Only 2 of them that died came from the main Big Brother US franchise. The other 2 Americans that we're going to be talking about both participated on Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, and 2 of them have passed away. There have been a bunch of contestants that have participated in CBB UK from America, but only 2 of them have passed away. No doubt Big Brother has changed a lot since 2000 when it debuted, particularly big shifts between season 1 and 2. If you remember season 1, it was kind of painful watching them garden, take care of chickens, and build a potato clock. And certainly things are much more sophisticated and fascinating, and the comps are much more interesting now than they were back when the show started, but it was groundbreaking nonetheless. And of the more than 353 house guests that have traveled through the doors of the BB house, they have this impressive streak of longevity. Even among the older players that have played Big Brother over the years, just very few people have died. There's been lots more people died from on Survivor and just almost any other reality show you can think of, even like American Idol, things like that. But yeah, so the 2 Big Brother US contestants that died, one was from season 1, one was from season 2. But the first one to pass away was from season 2, so we're going to talk about him first. That is Kent Blackwelder. He was the very first Big Brother US house guest that passed away. He was from Tennessee. He played BB2, and he lasted 5 weeks. He was most known back then, and that would have been in 2001 that he played, because he made really good friends with openly gay house guest Bunky Miller. And that sounds like it shouldn't be a big deal, but it was more of a big deal in 2001 than it would be today. So what's also interesting about it is Kent Blackwelder, again, from Tennessee, he had a very conservative upbringing, very conservative views. And despite that, he was just best buds with Bunky. Kent was 46 when he played Big Brother, and he died at age 62, 16 years after he played the game. He had a heart attack on December 24th, 2017. So very sad. Prior to his debut on Big Brother, Kent was a TV news journalist who worked in Florida, Tennessee, and Texas. And he left that career and ran a caregiving service. And it was actually his daughter who got him to audition for Big Brother on a dare. So that's how he wound up on TV. And of course, he had to be comfortable in front of the camera because he was a working TV journalist. But he lasted 5 weeks. He was evicted from Big Brother 2 under a unanimous vote. And Kent's obituary refers to him as both unforgettable and charming. So if you don't remember Kent Blackwelder, he was from season 2. and he passed away at age 62, 16 years after he played the game. The second Big Brother contestant that passed away was actually one from season 1. That is Cassandra Walden. She made history on July 5th of 2000 because she was the first person to ever walk into the Big Brother house. And as you know, you never want to walk in first to the Big Brother house, because isn't there that whole thing about if you're the first person to walk into the house, you'll never win? So she started that trend, I guess. Back then, on season 1, there were just 10 house guests, and there were only 2 bedrooms and only 2 cameras that followed them around that were mounted on the walls. If you don't remember, the bedrooms were small and they were these bunk beds. It was almost like a camp scenario. Looking back at season 1 versus season, any of the more recent seasons, it's kind of amazing. Big Brother season 1 is almost unrecognizable compared to the modern iteration. It was modeled on the original Dutch version. And in the Dutch version, there was not as much emphasis on competition or voting people out, and the public voted out house guests. So the big thing that I remember from season 1 was, of course, the potato clock they put together so they could tell what time it was. And they were really frantic about it, even though it's like an elementary school science project. And they had chickens, they had a garden. It was very strange. It was a very strange thing. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. You can watch it on Paramount. I think they have, or at least they did have, all the seasons of Big Brother. It's kind of fascinating to go back and watch the early seasons and to rewatch really good seasons. So when Cassandra Walden played Big Brother, she was 37. That was in the summer of 2000. And then she passed away 19 years later at age 56. She died on September 25th, 2019. And of course, Cassandra is the one who originated the first in the house curse. And she was also the first evicted that came back on a twist. She wasn't the first person evicted on BB1, but she was the first person evicted that got to return to the house in one of those house guest comeback twist. So how she passed away was due to complications from a car crash. She was overseas. Cassandra Walden was overseas in Rome working for the United Nations Fund for Agricultural Development. She was doing this great work at the time she died, and Julie Chen said of her passing, "Thank you for bringing your intelligence, warmth, and wisdom to Big Brother." So back in 2019, that was the last time that a house guest from the main Big Brother US franchise passed away. Only 2 have passed away. The last 2 people we're going to talk about were Americans who played on Celebrity Big Brother UK. There have been a bunch of Americans that have played CBB UK, but the first one that passed away was David Guest. I don't know if you remember his name. He was a famous American concert promoter who, for a hot second, was married to Liza Minnelli. He was also a music producer who was very influential. He's responsible for reuniting the Jackson 5 for Michael Jackson's 2001 concert, and that was not long before the King of Pop, MJ, passed away. So, as a matter of fact, when David Guest married Liza Minnelli in 2002, Michael Jackson served as his best man. So he and Liza didn't last too long, and then 14 years later, he joined the cast of Celebrity Big Brother UK 17, and that began in January 2016. He was having some medical problems from early on, and so David Guest had to step away from the game. He had to leave the house. And in fact, he died while still in London. He died of a stroke in a London hotel on April 12th, 2016. So he was the third American, technically the second American, because he was the first to die of the 3 Americans. He died before Kent and before Cassandra. So our last American that played Big Brother in any form that passed away is Dustin Diamond. You probably know his name. He played Screech on Saved by the Bell. He also wrote this tell-all book with the help of a ghostwriter about the show, and not all of his Saved by the Bell castmates were happy about it. You may remember that towards the end of his life, Dustin Diamond kind of had a hard go. He had some substance issues. I believe he was arrested a couple of times. So when he came to play CBB UK Season 12 back in 2013, he lasted a whopping 16 days. He came in 10th place in CBB UK 12. A year after leaving the Big Brother UK house, he was arrested on a weapons charge. 2 years later, he was arrested again. And then out of nowhere, on January 14th, 2021, Dustin revealed that he had stage 4 lung cancer, and within 2 weeks, he was dead. He revealed his lung cancer on January 14th. By February 1st, 2021, he was dead. He died at the age of 44. And he is the fourth and final Big Brother death of American contestants playing on the main Big Brother show here in America or on Celebrity Big Brother UK. So I don't know if you know this, but this is one of the reality shows with the least deaths. And it is interesting because over the 24 seasons that we've already seen, there have been some significantly older house guests, but they've got longevity. They're lasting. They're hanging in. If you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Big Brother casting news, spoilers, and updates as we head into BB 25 starting in July of 2023. And we're excited about this new Big Brother season. I'm not so excited about the slightly late start, but I understand why they are doing it. Reportedly, casting is still underway, but they're supposedly in the final stages, and we should be getting close to the Big Brother house reveal and some other tidbits and some more promos to tease us. And we hope you stay tuned for all of that.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.